Welcome back, everyone. This is MandoAllDay, back in the video. And in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Batman and Batman from the Flash movie wave. Of course, this is the Ben Affleck Batman and Keaton Batman. So I'll be talking about the figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and want videos like this. So let's take a look at the box. We'll start off with Ben Affleck Batman. So this front of the box. This side, the back, which looks pretty cool. The other side, top, and bottom. All right, now let's take a look at Keaton Batman, the front of the box. This side, the back, the other side, top, and bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at the figures outside the box. As always, they do come with a card. This is the front of the card looks like for Ben Affleck Batman. The back of the card. The front of the card looks like for Keaton Batman. The back of the card. And I noticed right away too with the cards, maybe it's just mine, but I noticed there's a bit of a difference in quality. So this one has more of like a matte look. You guys can see that, but this one has a glossy look. You guys can see that perfectly right there. So let me know in the comment section if it's just my figure that looks like this, or maybe you guys get, not figure, but the card, I mean. So let me know. For Ben Affleck Batman, it comes with his left fist. Right? Not much to a detail. Clean looking. It comes with a right fist as well. Keaton also comes with additional hands. This is his left and right fist. Clean looking, plain looking. Not much to it. It does come with a batarang. A little bit detailed design of the batarang, just bright silver. Right. And of course, it comes with a grappling gun. In terms of the grappling gun, there's not really much to it. It's just kind of simple design. And they both use a puck. So let's take a look at Ben Affleck. So we'll start off with the articulation. So head articulation, left, right, very good. Up, down, very good. Shoulder articulation, good. Bicep, it's a little stiff, but it's good. Elbows, good. Then wrist, good. All right. Then we have the torso, back, very good. Forward torso, not a whole lot, but the back is actually really, really good. Then you got the twist on there, on the torso, which is good. So the upper body articulation, it's good. Leg articulation, good. This figure does have thigh swivel, so it's a little stiff right now, but it does articulate, so there's that. Knees, good. Ankles, good. And of course, toes, good. So the leg articulation is good, and of course everything else is good. Just the front torso is not a whole lot. So let's take a look at this figure, the sculpture design, and right away, the head sculpture seems unfinished. Something about it is just something is off. For one, the painted eyes. This one has no paint. Beyond the card, you can see it has painted eyes. I don't know what happened there, but it is what it is. You got the face paint on there. It's fine, but just something about it just looks unfinished. Let me know if you guys agree with me on this in terms of the paint on this head sculpture. Because it's not bad by any means. It just looks unfinished. The cowl looks good, clean looking. I like the cowl. Again, very simple, but looks good. The face paint, something about it is a little off. Then also, too, this portion right here, it just seems off. So, like, if you were to see this figure by itself like this, you would think, okay, that's fine. But when you look at everything else, it's just kind of like, wait a minute, why is this look like this? Everything else looks all armored up. So, I don't know, maybe in the movie they'll give more context of why it looks like this, but the whole head thing right here, it's a little off. In terms of the sculpture design on the arms, it looks really, really good. You got the shoulder piece on here, all armored up. You got the belt right here as well, too, on the bicep. The gauntlets on there look good as well, too, all armored up. Just look at that. That looks really, 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 really good. Again, just an armored-looking Ben Affleck Batman. It looks like he's going to go to war, and he looks fantastic. More sculpture design here and here as well. Then you have here the upper torso. You got the Batman logo on here. We got the nice thick chest plate, which looks really good. You got more of that belt look to it right here. You got more design on there. A little bit of the abdomen on there. And of course the side. Again, this looks like a really armored up Ben Affleck Batman, and I like it. The paint job on it is very clean looking. I noticed it has like a little bit of like a hint of green, like a dark green with black. So I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if my camera can pick it up, but it has like a dark, very little green on it. So maybe it's just me that I'm getting colorblind or something, but it has a little bit of hint of that. So that's that. But the detail of it just looks really good. Just look at all this detail. Just looks really good on this Ben Affleck Batman. Go take a look at the back. In the back, you see more sculpture design. You got the elbow pads right here. You got more on the upper body, the sculpture design. A little more of that belt on here. Just a good looking armored Batman. And it looks good. The paint job wise, it is a bit limited on the upper body, but everything else, the armored and sculpture just look really good. Let's take a look at the belt. The belt is going to be important because I've always said it before, and I'll say it again. It's about separation, and this figure proves that point. Just look at that. Look at the separation. See that right here? Separation. That looks very good. Very subtle, but it looks good. Even from a distance, it just pops. And this belt looks really good. It has like the little bit like a grayish, but like a little bit of scuff marks to it. Makes it look like it's battle damage, which looks fine. So the belt I really like. Leg leg detail. I like the sculpture design on the leg, but something about it is off. Right here. So this portion right here and below, you got that armor look to it. You guys can see that. Look at that, all armored. You got the knee pads similar to the elbows. You got the shin guards as well too, all armored up. You got more of like the belt kind of thing. It looks really good. But yeah, look at the feet right there. It looks good. But yeah, this portion right here, it has this kind of weird look to it, and it just kind of looks off. It looks like this is from a different. This portion is different from the actual figure, so it's not bad or anything. It's just something about it is just a little off to me. So again, I'm not hating on it. It's just a little off, but everything else still looks really good. Okay, just look at all the sculpture design. Just looks really good, and to me, this is a fantastic looking Ben Affleck Batman. And from my understanding, this is the last one. This is his final film being as Batman, so there's that. So overall, though, oh, forgot to mention, the cape. The cape has cloth cape, and it's a bit smaller and shorter compared to the other one, which I'll talk about in a bit. But this has a cape cloth, which is fine, but it's not as big and wide compared to the other one. So there's that. So overall, though, what do I think about the figure? Personally, I think the figure itself looks really good. Paint job wise, there's not a whole lot. Again, you got that little bit of gloss black. You got the black on there. You have the, what I see is like a dark green paint on it. Very little of it on the body itself. But apart from that, articulation is good. Sculpture design is really good. Paint is a bit limited. My only issue is going to be the head sculpture. Just something about it just seems unfinished. Maybe it's just me, but maybe it's by design. But regardless of that, though, what I would give the figure itself, personally, I would give it a thumbs up. I think the figure itself looks good, like I mentioned. I already mentioned what I like about it. So to me, the figure itself, I think it gets a thumbs up for me. Now, the question is it worth the price? So for 20 bucks, personally, I would say for 20 bucks, I think it's a good price for 20 bucks. You get a really good sculpted figure. Articulation is good. Paint job, very limited, but it looks clean. And what the context of the movie, from what I've seen so far, I think the paint job worked perfectly fine. Just the only downside, like I said, it's going to be the head sculpture. But apart from that, though, for $20, I think it's a good deal. So to me, for the price, 20 bucks, and for overall the figure, is a thumbs up for me. Now let's take a look at the Michael Keaton Batman. Let's start with that articulation. Head articulation, left, right is good. Up, down, not the greatest, but if the right is good. Shoulder articulation, it's a bit stiff right now, but it does articulate. Bicep articulation, good. Elbows, see if I can grab it. There you go. Good. Wrist, it's a little stiff. There you go. Good. Torso. So not a whole lot of torso in terms of the back, but forward is a lot of articulation. Then you have, again, the torso twist. So it's good. So the upper body articulation is good, just that you can't do a lot of forward articulation. Or, yeah, the back articulation, sorry. Until the torso. Leg articulation, it's good. Knees, it's a little stiff, but good. Ankles, good. And of course, toes, good. So overall, the leg articulation is good. Now let's talk about the figure itself, because this is the one figure that is completely hard to find. People are paying double, even triple the amount for this figure. And I gotta say, I can see why. Because first of all, the head sculpture looks really good. The paint job on it, wow. Been a long day and I work at a call center, so I do get tired. So anyway, so the paint job on this, it looks really, really good on the face paint. You got that painted face, the painted lip. It does look like Michael Keaton in the mask. You got the painted eyes. Then you have the cowl itself, which looks good. Very clean looking, but it looks good. It looks clean. And of course, it looks like the Batman 89 mask. And it looks really, really good. In terms of the sculpture design on the arm, it's very clean looking. You got the shoulder piece on here with the gloss. You got the black right here on the arm. Then you got the gauntlets on there as well too. They're glossy as well too, but you got a little sculpture design. You can see that. Then you got the hands on there too, a little bit of gloss. In the torso, you got that big chest pieces on here. Look like it's armor, but as glossy. Of course, the Batman logo looks really, really, really good. Then you got the abdomen on there. A little bit of sculpture design here. You can see that. Looks clean looking. And the other side, very similar to his left arm. Shoulder piece, glossy. You got the arm. You got the gauntlets on there, armor. Good, clean looking figure, man. And let's take a look at the back. In the back, you got a little bit of sculpture design. Not a whole lot, but it's something there. More sculpture design there as well, too, on the lower back. So, overall, though, the upper body, it is a good, clean looking sculpture design for Batman. It's a lot less textured and sculpted compared to the Ben Affleck one, but sometimes less is more. And I think for this figure, it works perfectly because, one, it's nostalgia. Let's be honest. This figure is selling out because of nostalgia, because of the Michael Keaton Batman. And you know what? I really, really like it. It's a good looking Batman. And it looks really, really good. Like I said, there's not much to it, but it looks good nonetheless, though. So there's that. Look at the belt. The belt. This belt is not the greatest. It does the job, but it's not the greatest. It's a little sloppy on here. You got a lot of spacing on here on the belt. It's not bad. Again, it's just kind of like, whatever. In terms of the leg sculpture design, the legs don't have a lot of sculpture. You got a little line right here. You got the thigh on here. Kind of a weird texture, similar to right here. Then you have the boots on there. You got a little boot sculpture design on there. And you have, of course, that green on there. The dark green with black looks good. It's a little weird because it's just green there. Everything else is black. But maybe in the movie, in the context, when you watch it, it'll make more sense. But nonetheless, so there's that. But the boots itself look good. And the feet as well, too, look good. Like good sculpture design. But everything else is clean looking, just black. And like mixture with like matte black and glossy black. And of course, this one does come with a cape. And like I said, this one has a bigger cape. Just look, it's huge and wide cape on this Batman. So there's that compared to that other Ben Affleck Batman. So overall, though, what I think about this figure, this is a fantastic looking figure. I'm sorry. This is a good, clean looking Batman figure. Yes, it has less sculpture design, less textured, less paint. But you know what? Like the old saying goes, sometimes less is more. And to me, this figure defines that. Less sculpture design, less armor pieces, but it looks good. And of course, it's Michael Keaton Batman. Not 100% accurate, but you get what I'm saying. So of course, the question, is it worth it? Yes, definitely recommend getting it. I give it a thumbs up for me. It does come with accessories, a cool looking card. Of course, a good looking Michael Keaton Batman figurine. Come on. Nostalgia at its finest. But here's the important question though. Is it worth the purchase price? If you can get it for $20, yes, Good deal. Thumbs up for me on the price for 20 bucks. If you can get it for 20 bucks, that's important because this figure has been getting sold out everywhere. I've seen it sold out at McFarlane store. I've seen it sold out on Amazon, Target, even GameStop. So if you can get it for 20 bucks, yes. If not, you can ask me, Mondo, what would be the maximum I would pay? Personally, for me, for this particular Batman, the most that I personally would pay for this is probably no more than 30 bucks, man. I don't think it's worth paying more than 20 to be honest with you, but if I had to pay it because I'm a huge fan, no more than 30 bucks. Anything else above 30 bucks, no offense, but I don't think it's worth it. Don't get me wrong, I like the figure, but for like paying almost double that I've seen online, even 60, fuck no. Definitely wait for it. I have a feeling they're going to restock. I'm pretty sure McFarlane expected for it to sell a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised. There's going to be another shipment, another restock. So be patient. I have a feeling they're going to make more. I'm not too sure 100% because I don't work for McFarlane nor am I sponsored or anything. But come on. This figure is selling like hotcakes. And you honestly think McFarlane's going to only make a limited amount? I wouldn't be surprised. Target, Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, they're all reaching out to McFarlane and be like, hey, give us more. Because they've been selling out. That's how fast they sell out. So if you can get it for 20 bucks, definitely recommend it. But again, no more than 30 bucks. But regardless though, overall, this figure itself, I give it a thumbs up for me. Here we have the Ben Affleck Batman sitting next to Two-Face. This is Two-Face from the Dark Knight movie wave. Really good looking figure. This is the only Two-Face figure we have so far by the DC Multiverse by McFarlane. Hopefully it makes more, but just wanted to show you how a live action Two-Face looks standing next to this armored up Ben Affleck Batman. Here we have Robert Pattinson Batman standing next to Ben Affleck Batman. If you were to ask me which one do I prefer, personally I'm going to say the Robert Pattinson Batman. I think the colors look a lot better on this one. There's so much armored. I would say get this figure, but not this particular one because this one has the issue here on here, the wrong torso. But again, if you would ask me which one do I prefer, I'm gonna go for the Robert Pattinson Batman. Here we have the Christian Bale Batman sitting next to the Ben Affleck Batman. Man, this is an easy answer. Which one do I prefer? Ben Affleck, Christian Bale, 100% Christian Bale. Just look at that. The detail, the sculpture design, the face sculpture and paint just looks top notch, man. This is definitely a must-buy figure. Definitely get it before they're gone. Don't get me wrong, I like this Ben Affleck Batman. But man, this figure, whew, this is what I'm talking about here. When McFarlane goes out and makes a figure, this is what you get. Here we have Ben Affleck standing next to Ben Affleck. This is Ben Affleck from the Justice League movie wave, and of course Ben Affleck from the Flash movie. No doubt about it. This is a way better version of Ben Affleck Batman. The armored, the face paint, the sculpture design, everything about this figure looks fantastic. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Definitely get this figure before they're gone. I'll say it again. Get this figure before they're gone because I have a feeling once they're gone, people are going to be paying double or triple the amount. So definitely get this figure while you can. And man, this is a just top-notch figure. Here we have Keaton Batman sitting next to the live-action version so far of Two-Face from the Dark Knight movie wave. I really like this figure. I really like it a lot. The only thing I don't like about this figure is going to be the whole hand holding next. I have a feeling that one little scuff mark or one little thing you do that's going to fall off that coin. It's not a bad thing or anything. It's something that I'm just kind of like, ugh, I'm just kind of concerned. But nonetheless, so here we have Michael Keaton standing next to Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight. Here we have Robert Pattinson Batman standing next to the Michael Keaton Batman. Ooh, this is a tough one. If you were to ask me which one do I prefer, you know what? I'm going to go for the classic one. It's less sculpture, less paint, but just, it looks good, man. Come on. This is a classic looking Batman. I know. People are going to say, Mondo, it's not 100% accurate, Michael Keaton Batman. And you are 100% correct. But nonetheless, so here we have Michael Keaton Batman standing next to Robert Pattinson. Here we have the Ben Affleck Justice League version Batman. And of course, Batman Michael Keaton. If you were to ask me which one do I prefer of these two, this is a tough one. But if I can only choose one out of these two, only one, I'm still go for the Michael Keaton Batman. It's less armored, I know, less paint, but it just looks really, really, really good. And the head sculpture looks good too. So that's just my honest opinion, though. There's that. Here we have Michael Keaton Batman sitting next to Christian Bale Batman from the Dark Knight wave. Ooh, this is a tough one. Of course, the question is, which one do I prefer? Ooh, this is going to be... Oh, man, I don't even know. But if I can only choose one. Only choose one. Bring on the hate. I'm going to go for the Christian Bale. I know. I can already tell people are going to thumb down the video. I'm going to go for the Christian Bale. Articulation is good. Sculpture design is good. The paint on the belt, that's the only reason why. The sculpture design is good, but the paint just pops. This belt, it's just a little lacking. Everything else, I would say it's a tie, but just the belt on this one looks really, really good. Here we have Michael Keaton Batman sitting next to Michael Keaton Batman. Of course, this is the gold label Target exclusive figure. In terms of the articulation, they're the same. In terms of sculpture design, they are like 90% the same. Obviously, the biggest part is going to be the head sculpture. This one's unmasked, this one's masked. But another difference, though, is going to be around not the chest, but the neck area. You can see that right here. This one doesn't have that. This has this whole piece on there. So that's going to be like the main difference, even in the back as well, too. This one doesn't have anything on the back. This one does, so you can see that. But apart from that, they're pretty much identical in terms of the cape and sculpture design and everything else. So there's that. But if you would ask me which one do I prefer, I'm going to go for the harder to get masked version. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with these figures or plan on purchasing these figures? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. That includes an overview of the Batman and Batman, aka the Michael Keaton Batman and Ben Affleck Batman from the Flash movie wave. And on to the next one.